A long time ago, in the mountains of Zoroastrian lands, there lived a blacksmith named Kawa. Back in those days, each village had its own ruler or king, most of whom were just and kind. But then, a king came to power who was truly evil, ruling with cruelty and fear. This king had fallen under the influence of a sorcerer, a wicked man with dark intentions. The sorcerer convinced the king that in order to stay in power, he needed to do something horrifying. He had to eat the brains of 2 children every day. And the sorcerer didn't stop there. He placed 2 snakes on the king's shoulders, telling him that only the brains of children could ease the pain they caused. So every day, 2 children were taken from their families to be sacrificed. Kawa, a blacksmith with many children, was heartbroken when some of his own were taken by the king. But when the time came for another child, Kawa couldn't bear the thought of losing more. Instead of handing over his daughter, he hid her away and offered the king the brain of a sheep, pretending it was that of a child. Kawa wasn't alone. He convinced other families to do the same, saving many children by fooling the king. Those hidden children, the story says, would grow up to become the first Kurds. But the pain and suffering couldn't last forever. Kawa, fueled by the loss of his children and the suffering of his people, decided to take action. He led a rebellion against the king, and with his hammer, his trusted tool as a blacksmith, he struck down the evil ruler. The people were finally free from the king's tyranny. Kawa became a hero, celebrated for his courage and his victory. After the king's death, Kawa is said to have taken the throne himself, ruling with justice and compassion. In Kurdish culture, Kawa is remembered both as a historical figure and a symbol of hope. His rebellion is celebrated during Newroz, the Kurdish New Year, which falls on the spring equinox. It's a day that marks renewal and the end of suffering, just as Kawa's victory brought new life to his people.